Welcome back. We have the last bit now of Aviary Attorney. I can actually say it now, right in time for it to end. I believe this is the last bit, but we'll find out together. Not a lot to say. It's been fun doing the voices, but I'm also really glad to quit doing the voices.
Oh man! Oh man! You kicked so much derriere at that impromptu trial yesterday? Those rebels were all like, we're executing this punk mob justice, rah rah rah, but you were all like, this isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers. And they were all like,
Sparrowson, let's get serious for a moment.
serious? You just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. We should be celebrating.
We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension in the air? We are just days away from violence breaking out into the streets.
Oh yeah, I guess another revolution might be around the corner. But what exactly can we do? We already told the police everything we know. Unless... You're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting the rebel forces yourself, are you?
What? No. You watch far too many action operas. I was thinking of preparing a legal case.
A case? For who?
Whom? At their core, all historical revolutions center on trials. A nation's rulers are tried and held accountable for their crimes. But you saw the horrendous trial that took place last night. Nobody cares about due process when emotions are running high. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity for justice.
That makes sense. So, what's the plan? We head to Quinnell's Tavern and hand out some business cards?
Think bigger. Who will the rebels target?
The king?
Exactly. To the Palace Royal! Act 4B. I guess it splits based on the previous one. Falcon and Sparrowson rush to the Palace Royal to arrange a private audience with the king. After filling in a pile of forms, the two are led to a waiting area.
Are you here to see the king?
That's right. Okay, take a number and wait to be called. Take a number. Yep, just wait your turn. Alright, let's see. Vulture's out in the desert. Vulture's picking at. Alright. More fools who have come to see the king. Let me guess. Lawyers. That's right. How did you...
Hey! I know you! You're the Prime Minister, Monsieur Guzot.
Oh, wow. You're right, Sparrowson. It is an honor to meet you, Prime Minister. Spare the formalities. You two are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you?
Yep, we're gonna offer him assistance for the upcoming rebellion.
Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother. Excuse me. The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand, one could swear he is an ostrich. 1 second. Does this not have Steam overlay? No, hold on. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he is detested. With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough to not let his ego get in the way of his senses. So one would think.
24.
That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, Monsieur. Good luck. You'll need it.
24. Calling number 24.
Good day, Your Majesty.
Good day, messieurs. Can I help you with something?
Oh, I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh?
Just wing it.
Right, let's see. How to start. Listen up. Your Majesty, what I'm about to say is of the utmost importance. Please listen closely.
Okay, I'm listening.
Murd's about to go down. Heck yeah. Across the whole city, everyone of every class is getting angry. Oh man, Murd's about to go down, yo. Murd is about to go down, yo.
Such vile language.
We are sure that such a pitiful revolt will blow over in no time at all. Nonetheless, we would like to humbly offer our aid as lawyers. We may be of great use to the throne in this troublesome time.
I think I understand.
You do?
I understand that you are a pair of con artists attempting to screw a self-made bourgeois out of his hard-earned cash. You have some nerve to even imply that my people hate me. I am the Citizen King. I am beloved by all. Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts. Beck, have these two crooks thrown in jail. Maybe that'll teach them a thing or two about respect. Right away, Your Majesty.
You can't be serious.
They were serious.
Oh, he was serious.
Well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into.
There's no need for the attitude, Sparrowson. We won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judges will no doubt dismiss our charges instantly.
And how long will it take us for it to get a court hearing? Tell me that, Monsieur Smarty Pants.
A week or so, I'm guessing. I could see why that might be a problem. The revolution could be in full swing by then. What to do, what to do.
We could try escaping.
Don't be ridiculous. No one has ever escaped from the concierge before.
But nobody ever locked the genius Sparrowson and his witty lackey, Falcon, in the same cell before.
It's an absurd suggestion.
Got any better ideas?
Okay, let's break out of prison.
Fantastic.
Alright. A fireplace. It's been bricked up, so escaping up the chimney is not an option.
There's a little dent there. One of us could hide.
Hide? What would that accomplish?
Well, a guard would eventually come in and be like, "Where's the other prisoner?" And we would use the momentary confusion to push him over and escape.
Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We can do better.
There's a bit of scrap metal in this hole. I think it broke off an iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this. See? It's all scratchy.
That might actually work. If we had a decade or two.
So that's a maybe on the stone digging scheme.
Well, I'll keep it in mind in case the king decides to go all Count of Monte Cristo on us.
Look, Falcon, a loose brick. We could wait for a guard to transfer us to someplace else, sneak up behind him, and then...
And then we get a death sentence for murder. I think not. Let's search a little harder.
A ledge! Give me a leg up and I can grab on and shimmy my way over... somewhere.
Let's be honest, Sparrowson. Neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere.
I'm running out of places to look.
I give up.
So soon?
Yes, trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we have ever devised. Well. That voice, that condescending tone. Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright? Yes, I am fine. The injuries I sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but I have but he gave the all clear for returning to my job. So tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that JJ Falcon and Sparrowson were being held in the concierge for treason?
It's all Falcon. Sorry. It's all Falcon's fault.
Naturally. I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, then we should do our best to ensure the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. The less bloodshed, the better. Okay, so what did you do? We offered the king our assistance. We said we would defend him in court, if and when such a need arises.
Well, we didn't quite use those words.
Tisk, this isn't the first time the king has had someone imprisoned for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped.
Oh, right. Let's get out of here.
Hold on. You've caught my interest with this idea of yours. A bloodless revolution. You're absolutely right that if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into an unruly mob of animals. We should prepare for a formal trial. No, we should preempt it.
We? You're gonna help us?
Of course. This isn't a task that can be handled by two birds alone. What do you mean, preempt, Severin? We go on the offensive. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act. We can do that. We can certainly try. I'll start building a case against the king. My argument will be focused on the king's gluttonous and irreverent fiscal policies, his lack of commitment to his socio-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsibility on all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler, and, obviously, his denial of universal suffrage.
Obviously.
How am I supposed to defend the king from all of that? You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest you take a different approach. Appeal to the king's character. Try to win the people's hearts with tales of the beloved Citizen King.
He hasn't been called the Citizen King for like 10 years.
It was just a suggestion. But consider this. You don't need to win the case. You just need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains is ensuring the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. That's a job for the police and the royal guard. I'll inform Inspector Valerti of our plans so that he can prepare accordingly. At least, I would if I could find him. Inspector Valerti is missing. Apparently, he's taken informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon. One thing eludes me. As you probably figured, Inspector Valerti had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, as crazy as it sounds. And, well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me, but I can't help but wonder. Why did you change your name around 1830? Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my classes at law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, "Oh wow, you have big shoes to fill," and "Your grandfather would be proud." But I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that, deep down, I would never be half the man my grandfather was. Fascinating. I had no idea. Who was your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overtly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution. I see. Well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out.
Right! We gotta find antidotes, and we're gonna defend the king, whether he likes it or not.
Alright. I have no idea, excuse me, how long I have. I have no idea. Alright, let's think. If we want to talk to people, where are people? People are at bars. People aren't at the library. People go to Bridges, and people are at the market. The market sounds like the best bet because, yeah. It's very firm reasoning.
Time for some shopping, Falcon?
Maybe later. For now, we need to find people who've spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through Les Halls on occasion. So if we're lucky...
Hey, messieurs, it's us, remember?
We remember. Are you keeping well, madame?
Absolutely, never been better. So what can I sell you today?
Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. I don't suppose that you have any.
The king? No, I haven't got nothing to say about the king. The king's smelly egg thief.
Quiet, child. You know what they say about the king having spies everywhere.
Spies?
Calm down, Sparrowson. The rumors of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue.
Then how do you explain the shutdown banquets, huh? The government's clamping down on anyone who dissents, you know.
Let's get this conversation back on track. Joey, can you tell us why the king is a smelly egg thief?
My name's not Joey. It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, sirs.
Please, go on, madame.
Don't worry, we aren't spies. At least, I don't think we are. I know, I trust you guys. See, a couple of years ago, we were running a shop. An antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg. Super precious. We must have bought that thing for 200 francs, but it was easily worth 10 times that. We were pinning on making a nice tiny sum for it. We were pining on making... Weird thing.
I see. An investment egg. So, what happened?
Well, one day we were visited, by the king no less, and old King Lou Phil shows interest in our egg. So we're thinking this could be our chance to make bank, right? But then the geezer just goes and waddles off with it.
Without paying you?
Oh yeah, he paid us all right.
What's this?
The coin one of the king's guards flipped our way. It isn't even French. I think it's British. One of those crazy imperial unit coins from that crazy imperial country.
I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off of you, madame?
Put your wallet away and keep it. It's worthless to me.
That's weird, because the exchange rates were pretty stable because the coins were based on metal content, and like the British metal content stayed pretty stable through this era. It wouldn't have been hard to change that into French money.
Losing that egg bankrupted us. It put us out onto the streets. But now we're bounced back. Suzanne and Santen and Gambarde, better than ever.
That's excellent to hear. Anyway, we must take our leave. You've been a huge help, madame.
We're going to kick that king's butt and get your egg back.
Hold on, we're supposed to be the defense. That's pretty good. Okay, so if that just removed that, then that maybe is letting us get through all of the days? Alright.
People go on bridges.
Monsieur Kingley, we need your help.
Finally! It's about time someone around here appreciated my skills. Your fishing skills, right? The term is angling, wise guy.
This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. We are looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Would you happen to have any?
Stories, huh? You came to the right guy. I have a whale of a story for you. So, the other day I was fishing, and I caught this monster of a catfish. It was 2 meters long, easily. Here we go. I caught a fish, and it was this big. Oh, sure, I drag in a 90-kilogram falcon out of the water, and everybody buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish, and suddenly everyone's a skeptic.
Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingley.
Oh, right. So, anyway, the king of all people happens to be walking by with his entourage. They all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And then the king says, I'm hungry. Let's cook this fellow up. And then he just walks off with my fish. Can you believe it?
I can believe that. It seems like something a royal penguin would do.
Did you at least get paid for your fish?
Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice enough to flip one franc my way.
1 franc. You might as well have just flipped the bird.
No offense.
Aha! So the king supports the local fishing industry. I'm writing this down.
I have no idea if that story will be of any use to us, but we appreciate your time, monsieur.
Good day to you. Bye, Monsieur Fisherman. Hey, don't call me Fisherman.
All right, well, this is going pretty quick. Where to next? Well, I think if it's all just taking them away, we can just go ahead and go everywhere. Just go down the list. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down for useful information. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king. Oh, it's you, messieurs. Perhaps you will surprise me today and actually ask to take out a book.
Nope, just the usual today. An endless stream of questions.
You two need an encyclopedia. Well, go on then. Ask whatever drivel you want to ask. Have you ever met King Louis Philippe? I have. As a matter of fact, he occasionally drops by this library to check out books. Unlike some people. What sort of books does he check out, monsieur? Thick books. I believe the last one he checked out was an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire. I had no idea that His Majesty was interested in academic history.
I'll make note. King Louis Philippe is a well-read and intelligent man.
It must be said that the books are usually returned, with footprints on the covers. This leads me to believe that the king may just use them to stand on during speeches. Oh.
Well, just leave that part out.
Was there anything else? From your well-educated standpoint, is King Louis Philippe a good leader, as far as leaders go? Well, I can't fault the king's pro-business spirit. The big industry leaders love him.
Oh, this sounds promising.
Of course, this comes at the expense of everyone who isn't a bourgeois. The wealth divide is stronger than ever.
Maybe not.
You can forget about socially progressive policies. The king signs off on all of Guizot's backwards thinking policies. And of course, in terms of leadership and charisma, the king is about as personable as a rotten pear. That'll do, monsieur. A simple no would have sufficed. That'll be all. Thank you for your time and patience, monsieur. I look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. I really do. Aw, he likes us. Alright, I think next up is Palace de Justice. Oh, I love doing this voice. Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, hello, Falcon. Nice work on that catacombs business. Word has really spread around about your impromptu lawyering skills. Really, I'm getting a reputation.
Hey, I helped too.
Of course you did, Robinton.
Sparrowson.
Right, Sparrington. Judge Maxine, I don't suppose that Monsieur Cocorico has filled you in on what we've been working on since then. No, he hasn't. How to put this? We're planning a trial of sorts. We're intending on forming a case against,
The king!
Right, and,
We want you to adjudicate.
a trial against the king! Interesting. What are his exact charges? Pardon me. I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. That seems more like Severin's territory. If you aren't sure of that, then I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to the lawyers who have a little more experience. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrowson.
What about our judge?
It doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense case for the king, and then we can wing it from there. Maybe we can even hold the trial without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle. It's strange, Falcon. You're like your grandfather, and yet you're like nothing like him. Wait, you knew my grandfather? Well, I wouldn't say knew. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in the courtrooms. But of course, I am familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute Louis the 16th, and yet here you are, rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor. So why did you choose the rocky path of the private defender? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is about balance. My grandfather led the way with his prosecutional techniques, but I always wondered where the equality was. Who speaks for the other side? That's an interesting approach. Oh, just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. But before I go, let me say that I would be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon. Really? That's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Show me what the grandson of Maximilien Robespierre is capable of. Yeah, I wouldn't... I'd change my name if I was the grandson of Robespierre. Lunatic. Genius. Lunatic. Together. The two flavors that just get worse together. Like an anti-Reese's cup. Ah, just the dodo I wanted to see. Madame Quenelle, quick question. Have you ever served the King of France? Well, that's a hard laugh to try to figure out. A good one, hun. That's hilarious. Me serving the king. Me. Would you like some wine, Your Majesty? Tee. I can't wait to serve the King of Denmark. Ha ha.
I think that was a no.
And I think you might be right. Try the drinking room. Inspector Valerti. Hello, Inspector. Inspector drunk. Falcon! J! Falcon! Yes. I think I made a mistake.
I'll say, do I see 2 empty bottles of Russian vodka? It's a mystery how you're still standing.
No, listen. This is important. Inspector, maybe we should have this conversation when you're a little more sober. No, Falcon. Listen. Falcon. I thought you were the Warden Kira... The what? The Viridian Killer! The man who injured me in the July in Belcerton! You thought I was the Viridian Killer. How did you even come to that conclusion? I saw that you changed your name around 8:30, and I You made an assumption. Wait, is this why you gave Severin that tip-off? Were you trying to lure the animal out of me or something? I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me? Yeah, sure. I forgive you for assuming that I'm a mass murderer, and then for nearly killing me and Severin in order to prove it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Falcon. Now listen closely, Inspector. I have a favor to ask of you. A favor for you, JJ.
Maybe we should wait until the inspector is a little more coherent.
No, I want to help. I must pay my debt. Excellent. So Severin and I are planning a case, a very big case, against the King of France. We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts, we would like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you can do that? Inspector. Treason! You are sympathizers to the rebel cause! This isn't treason, Inspector. We are ensuring the safest outcome to an inevitable revolution. You are treason. You are treason. You are scum!
Told you! Incoherent.
Yeah, I guess you were right, Sparrowson. Well, Inspector, maybe you should contact us if you change your mind. And once you've sobered up.
I don't want to play your damn cards.
Ah, the big fellow's returned! Here to play some cards, monsieur? Not today. I'm afraid I don't have time for that, monsieur. I've got some investigation work to take care of. Come on, surely you have time for one quick game? No, thank you. Maybe later. I understand. See you around, monsieur.
Are we ready to hit the road?
Yes, let's make a move. Only one place left. R&M Associates.
Visitors, Monsieur Volpe. Visitors!
If it isn't Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson, how may I help you two today? We're doing very well, monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any? Positive anecdotes? How curious. As it happens, I have met the king twice. Once, as you know, in my Juan Guidero persona. Oh, right, of course. I don't think that story will be of any use to us. What was the other incident? I can tell you, but there's a price. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. A fox has to eat, monsieur. Fine. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good? 10,000. I, don't have that kind of money, monsieur. Ah, no matter. I'm sure you'll think of some other way to repay the debt.
Between this and my medical bills, we should be able to afford basic things like food by the year 4000?
Let's not worry about the debt for now, messieurs. Let me just tell you the story. It was several years ago, 1841, I believe. I was lingering around the Isle de la Cité. I was in the pursuit of an investigative lead, so I'd adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man. It was the king himself. He took a 20-franc coin out of his pocket. The king gave money to a sick beggar, or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar. That's great. We can use that. I'm not done, monsieur. The king took out the coin and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I only had 1,000 of these to my name. Then he pocketed the coin and left. Oh.
I'll make note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy.
I hope that antidote was some use to you, monsieur. It might be, but I don't feel that we got 10,000 francs worth of material. I see, no matter. Just keep me in mind if you ever see a potential client. We will. Have a pleasant day, monsieur.
Well, at least this is going on a nice direct path, so I don't have to think too hard. I appreciate that right now. What's the plan for today? Hitting the Louvre? Checking out less halls, maybe?
Actually, I was thinking... Severin, how rude. Don't they teach you to knock? No time for bickering, JJ. It's time. Time for what? The trial, you dunce.
Already?
A large protest has started to form at the Place de Concord. No doubt it will turn into an unruly mob before long. The spirit of revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse, so I need you to get the king from the Palace Royale. You want me to drag the king to the courthouse? Not even sure I could drag him from his chair. Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something. Right. Come along, Sparrowson. Alrighty. Just nice single path forward. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Kokoriko was right. The spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside the Palace Royale, a crowd has started to form. The royal guards watch in nervous anticipation.
3,600 and...
Save it. We're number one.
You again? Shouldn't you be in jail?
There's no time for that.
Wrong voice. There's no time for that nonsense.
Your Majesty, we need you to come with us.
Why?
There's a trial.
Well, why didn't you say so? I love trials. Oh, am I needed to give a testimony? Please say it so.
As a matter of fact, Your Majesty, yes. I think you will need to give a testimony.
Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Did anyone spot us?
I don't think so. It's still early. The crowds are only just starting to form. With any luck, we can get this trial over with before anyone realizes what's going on.
You!
Uh-oh. You treasonous scumbags! You actually captured the king!
Captured? Clearly a joke, Your Majesty. Ah, very subtle. I like it.
So it's true! You do intend to hold a trial! I like how he's more angry French when he's not drunk. Anyway, your actions are utterly despicable. You are all on the same level as the filthy rebel dissenters. Do you intend to stop us, Inspector? On any other day, I would. You are rotten lawbreakers through and through. I want nothing more than to see you tried and punished for your traitorous stances. But I owe a debt to you, Falcon, and to Monsieur Cocorico. So you'll let us pass? I have ordered for a dozen National Guards to set up a perimeter around the entrance of the Palais de Justice. The rebels will inevitably catch word that the king is here. They will try to storm the building, and when they do, we will be ready to hold them off. That's amazing. Thank you, Inspector. Go on, before I change my mind. Uh-oh, this trial ain't gonna go well.
All right, settle down, everyone, settle down.
Oh, should I be standing here? Am I in the right place?
Where you are is perfect, Your Majesty. Now, is everyone here?
J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Severin Cocorico, present. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Oh, this'll be good. I wonder who's on trial.
Are the jury all here?
All present and accounted for, Your Honor.
Everything seems to be in order. This court is now in session for the trial of King Louis Philippe.
Oh, that's me. Wait, what?
Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a short list of 32 crimes against the French people. Wrong voice. Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a list of 32 crimes against the French people.
What is this madness? Did you set me up to this?
Well, yes and no. We're your defense, Your Majesty.
I'm so confused.
The process is simple. I'll state a charge that is being leveled at you and present my evidence for the charge. You and your defense will then have the opportunity to present their own counter evidence. I'm even more confused. Let's just do the talking. Let us do the talking, Your Majesty. We're doing this for your own good.
We wouldn't want you to end up like old Louis the 16th now, would we?
Let's proceed. Prosecution, present the first charge.
King Louis... I don't know why voices are all getting mixed up for me right now. Everyone wants to turn into JJ. King Louis Philippe, you are being charged with neglecting the lower classes of the nation. Your continued support of Guzot's outdated policies have resulted in an ever-growing wage gap. Poverty is rampant. Animals are first forced to turn to beggary, thieving, and burglary just to survive. How do you justify this vile attitude?
Goodness, you're going straight for the jugular, aren't you? I am a good person. I don't hate poor people. I feel mild contempt for them, certainly, but don't we all?
Please allow me to do the talking, Your Majesty. Severin, the king is far kinder to poor people than the general population has been led to believe. Some would even describe him as a generous philanthropist. Who would describe him as a generous philanthropist? Some would. You're going to have to do better than that. Show me an example, just one example of the king being generous to a poor person. Renard's story. Financial advice. I would like to present this story. It is an account of a person who was a sick and starving beggar. One day, the beggar was approached by the king. Did the king offer him the beggar money? No, he offered something far better. He offered the beggar financial advice. It's true, I did do that. Where's that beggar now? He runs a successful business that can pull 40 francs from a single client transaction. Amazing! And the ex-beggar attributes the king for his radical transformation. Well, he didn't say so directly, but it was implied. Interesting. Would you mind telling us the name of this person? I would rather not, you know, because of witness confidentiality and stuff. I thought as much. This beggar is entirely fictional, isn't he? Or at best, the details of the story have been exaggerated to paint the king in a positive light. Let's make no mistake here. No beggar would ever benefit from financial advice issued by King Louis Philippe.
Oh dear.
Outside the Palace Royal, protesters charge at the building's gates, effortlessly overcoming the royal guards. Looters take the opportunity to overrun and ransack the building.
Where on earth is that accursed king? Piero! No sign of him, ma'am. Reporters he's gone and fled the building. Same as Guzot. The Prime Minister and King both fled before we even started our assault? How is that even possible?
Madame Beaumont, I found someone who may be of use.
Oh dear.
A royal guard. Nice find, Fontaine. Speak, Duck. Tell us where the king is. Ha! You think me a common turncoat? I would have you know that I'm mighty Officer Beck. I would sooner die than betray my country. Okay.
The Palace to Justice. A couple of lawyers came and took him to the Palace to Justice.
That was easy. Piero, Fontaine, gather the crowd. We're marching on the Palace to Justice.
What are we up to? Charge 12? Please continue, prosecutor.
Very well. No, wrong person. Very well. King Louis Philippe, you stand accused of crushing small businesses in favor of supporting wealthier industry giants. Such a nepotic attitude only serves to discourage people from forming their own enterprises. I disagree. As a self-made businessman, the king has constantly shown his support for all businesses, big and small. Another ludicrous assertion from the defense. Prove me wrong, JJ. When has the king ever shown support for a grassroots business. It's gonna be either... Okay, let's do, yeah, local fishing industries. I would like to present this story. It is the account of a fisherman.
Angler.
Sorry, angler, who recently caught an enormous catfish from the Seine. Some say the fish was as large as 2 meters. Upon catching the fish, the king congratulated the man and offered him compensation for his efforts. Compensation for his efforts? You mean he bought the fish? In so many words, yes. Well, putting aside how weak an example that is of a man supporting a local business, I see a much more pressing issue. There is no way that a fisherman caught a 2-meter catfish from the Seine. What if he had killer baits? Like, say, a box of high-end chocolates. Ludicrous. No one would be stupid enough to use chocolates as fishing bait.
You guys can't be serious.
Outside the doors of the Tribunal Grand, Inspector Valerti watches the ever-growing crowd of protesters. The National Guard poise their bayonets, keeping an angry mob at bay.
Disgusting rabble, the lot of them! Oh, it looks like the guards are letting someone through. An emissary of the rebels? Or perhaps the one who considers themselves a leader?
Are you the officer in charge of this barricade?
I am!
I came to talk to you directly. I feel like we can settle this matter maturely. No violence, no casualties.
Wouldn't that be marvelous?
We only have one demand. That is, you stand aside and let me escort the king out of the building. Grant me that, and I will order the crowd to disperse.
I don't know if this is your first revolution, madam, but it certainly is not mine. If you protesters want the king, then you will have to get past the line of National Guard. And I don't think your people have the skill, equipment, or raw numbers to accomplish such a feat.
I believe we're up to the last charge, are we not? Correct. Charge 32. King Louis Philippe, you are accused of being an imbecile. You are mentally unfit to run this country.
No need to get personal.
It isn't a crime to be an idiot, Severin.
Thankfully. If it were, we'd all be doing hard time right now.
Illegal, no, but it does raise the question about why we are giving an idiot so much power. Let's not follow the example of Great Britain, who let the Mad King George III rule for decades past his prime. King Louis Philippe is neither mad nor stupid. He is an intelligent and competent individual.
I'll have you know I'm only competent on prune days.
Your Majesty, please. You've chosen an impossible battle, JJ. The king's idiocy is widely accepted. I urge you to prove me wrong. Show me one shred of evidence that the king is not a blithering idiot. That'd be Nathan's story. I would like to present this account given by a local librarian. He asserts that the king is something of an avid reader. Picture books don't count, JJ. Oh, I had no idea that an expansive history of the Macedonian Empire was a picture book. The king has been known to check out as many as a dozen thick books in a single day, covering a whole range of subjects. Face the facts, Severin. The king is an educated man. Perhaps a test is in order. That won't be necessary. What was the name of the book you mentioned? An expansive history of the Macedonian Empire? Tell me, Your Majesty, where is Macedonia?
Where?
Yes, I'll even make it easy. Just tell us the name of the continent. What continent is Macedonia in? You can do this, Your Majesty.
It's a 1 in 7 shot. Can he really do it? I want to say Africa. But I've got it. London.
Oh, mon Dieu. I think we're done here, Your Honor. As I have demonstrated in excruciating detail, the king is incompetent, lazy, stupid, and occasionally malicious. He isn't fit to run a bakery, let alone a nation. Very well, prosecutor. Does the defense have anything to add? No, Your Honor. I've defended this man to the best of my abilities, and I have nothing more to say. Very good. Then I shall now converse with the jury. We shall determine precisely which crimes the king is guilty of, and decide on an appropriate punishment.
Punishment? Lawyer man, you have to do something. I'm scared.
Calm down, Your Majesty. The whole purpose of this trial was to see that your punishment is fair and fitting. You're not going to end up with your head on a spike. At least, I don't think you will.
That mademoiselle is returning. How naive! Negotiations are over, mademoiselle.
Once again, I ask you to let me pass. Let me extract the king without issue, and then we shall be on our way. I warn you, the protesters are getting rowdy. Any moment now, they might charge on their own accord.
Your commitment to pacifism is admirable, but you are brimming with naivete, mademoiselle. Be on your way!
The batteries are dying in these, and so whenever I get real loud, it's tripping it's going too hard for him.
Tisk. I warned you that your methods were too passive, madam.
I assume that's who we're talking about. That foul voice. Show yourself, Wolf.
You're the friar who gave me the tip-off about the croque monsieur. Was my information no good, Inspector? Did I not say how and when you could reach the croque monsieur? You omitted a few key details. Your words almost killed a few acquaintances of mine.
Well, Inspector, it seems like you and I agree on something. This wolf has a forked tongue.
There's no need to direct your hatred at me, madam. I came here to give you a gift, a peace offering.
You have nothing to offer.
I most certainly do. Did you know that the tunnels of the sleeping city wind straight under the palace to justice? It's true. If one were to put enough gunpowder in the right spots, one could even take an entire side of the building down. What are you prattling on about? How much gunpowder do you think it would take, madam? 50 kilograms, 100, maybe 200 kilograms, just to be safe.
Friar, tell me you didn't.
The fuse is lit. In 20 seconds, the pillars of the Palace to Justice will fall like the Temple of Dagon. Running will do you no good, you brother-killing pute.
You're bluffing. Sorry, wrong voice.
You're bluffing! There will be no explosion. You would like that to be the case, wouldn't you, Inspector? But unfortunately for you, the Viridian Killer emerges one last time. Yo!
I must congratulate you, JJ. No, Falcon. You argued excellently. I am as unsure of the Penguin's fate as you are, but one thing is certain. You could not have done your job any better. Thank you, Cocorico.
After a small amount of deliberation, we have come to a decision. We find the defendant, King Louis Philippe, to be...
Explosion!
Mon Dieu, what was that?
An explosion. It sounded like it came from right outside.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but, well, in the manner of speaking, how to put this?
For pity's sake, spit it out, monsieur!
Rebels! It's the rebels! There was a big explosion at the entrance, and the rebels are pouring into the building as we speak.
You heard the rabbit! Everybody clear out!
Your Honor, quickly, what was the verdict?
Really? In a time like this?
There's no better time.
Exile! Now get out of here! Court is adjourned!
A valiant effort, Falcon, but we're out of time. We're out of both time and options. If the rebels want the king so badly, they can take him.
You can't say that. The rooster's got a point, Falcon. Let's just turn the king over and let him receive his dues. We've done all we can.
No, you two give up far too easily. Sparrowson, Cocorico, we're escorting the king to R&M Associates.
Renard's place? What can he do?
If anyone has the power to make the king disappear, it would be that conniving fox.
Yeah, that might just work. Come along, Your Majesty.
Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, Cocorico. No time to dawdle. I'm staying. For there to be any chance of your ridiculous plan succeeding, someone must stay behind to delay the rebels. Cocorico. Go! I've got this! Good luck. That damned wolf nearly killed the lot of us. You're the one harboring the king. It's a pleasure to see you too, madame. Don't get snarky. Where is he? You're too late. The king has long left the building. For all I know, he could be halfway to Guadalupe by now. So he's already gone. Damn. There goes my opportunity to enact justice. Enact justice? You should have seen the trial, madame. Everything was official, professional, logical. It was the most brilliant display of justice that I had ever seen. But the king is in the process of receiving a fitting punishment. Cocorico, did my father receive a fitting punishment when you were the prosecutor at his trial 10 years ago? No, madam. But every day since then, I have strived towards justice, and I shall continue to do so for the rest of my days. See that you do. Do hurry up, Your Majesty.
This is taking forever.
You aren't going any further. Yep, there we go. Got it right.
It's that friar.
I'm not going to let you take another step. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you take another step towards the king. I didn't come here for the king. I came to kill you, J.J. Falcon. Very well. Sparrowson, take the king and hurry to Reynard's. I'll handle this monster.
Are you sure you'll be okay?
I can handle one crippled wolf.
Okay. Come on, Your Majesty.
That explosion at the courthouse. That wasn't just the rebels, was it? Heh, of course not. That was to take out the murderous pute who killed my brother. Madame Dumont. She was the madam who pulled the trigger, but it was your words that sentenced him. And I would do it again. You and your brother are heinous individuals. Call us what you like. It doesn't matter anymore. Your blood must pay for his. An eye for an eye. That's the way of the judges of old. You don't appear armed. I don't need a gun or a sword to kill you. There are 100 How much gunpowder do you have everywhere? Kilograms of powder. Beneath our very feet. One more step, and this entire area will go. Vile scum. Inspector, just in time. You look a little singed.
Did you hear that explosion, Monsieur Volpes?
I did. It seems the rumors are true, Mousy. The revolution is in full swing.
Go on, get in there.
Visitors, Monsieur Volpes, visitors. I wonder who. Oh my, King Louis Philippe. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Are you Monsieur Volpes? I am, and this is my companion, Mousy.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty.
I must admit, I rarely have a gentleman of your caliber in this office. Please have a seat. Mousy, fetch this man some tea.
Right away.
I hear you can make people disappear. Ah, yes, a new identity, a new face. Indeed, I can make that happen. Of course, there is a price. How much? Normally, such a service would cost 100 francs. But for you, Your Majesty, 10,000.
10,000 francs? I don't carry that sort of money on my person.
I'm sure you can find a way. I am sure you can find a way. That crown on your head and that egg in your hand would surely be enough to pay for this exquisite service. You're a crook, Monsieur Volbis. Now, let's not call each other names. We're both grown men. Now let's see. You'll need a disguise. Ah, here we go. Go put this on.
How do I look?
Mousy, could you come in here for a moment, please? What is it, Monsieur Volbis? Oh, who is this cockatoo? Where did King Louis Philippe go? You see, Your Majesty.
It's that convincing?
Of course, but we'll have to give you a new name and identity to match your new look. We'll need a name that is original yet ordinary, subtle yet exquisite.
John Smith?
Brilliant, Mousy. Monsieur, your name is now John Smith. You are an upstanding English gentleman. Je m'appelle
John Smith.
That's no good. We'll have to work on your English accent. Repeat after me. My name is John Smith.
My name is John Smith.
Wow, did you grow up in London, Your Majesty? Your accent is impeccable. Really? Tell him, Mousy.
I didn't understand any of it, so it must have been perfect English.
Disguise, name, accent. I think we're all set. Are you ready, Mr. Smith?
I don't think so.
Of course you're ready. Flee, monsieur, flee. Take the horse to Calais, and from there, hire a boat to take you to the shores of England.
Do you think he'll make it to England, Monsieur Volpes?
With that disguise, Mousy, I think our client would be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, let's return this egg to Sainte-Anne. Well, that trial didn't go so hot. Well, I mean, it got very hot there for a minute.
Come on, bird brain. Time's a-wasting. Well, look who finally decided to get up.
Give me a break. My legs are killing from running all over Paris. Killing me, I feel like that should be. Besides, we just had the case of the century. I think we are allowed 1 day to relax. Let's play some Jacques Noir.
Nuh-uh. Look at this stack of mail we have to reply to.
Mail?
Inspector Volerty has asked us to sign off on some paperwork regarding the death of Friar Remus. Cocorico wants us to arrange a lunch meeting to discuss potential future collaborative projects. And Madame Beaumort has asked us to help establish a constitution for the Second Republic, if you can believe that. Plus, we have like a dozen requests for legal work from other citizens of Paris. I guess word has gotten around about our involvement in the king's trial, huh?
Mon Dieu. So much to do, but all I want is to take a holiday.
Hey, Falcon, do you think we're going to see some changes?
Changes?
The old king is gone, the prime minister's resigned, the Second Republic is kicking off. I'm just saying, do you think this could be the start of a new era of peace for Paris?
I'm going to say no, because what happens is the Second Republic starts. They elect the guy named Napoleon, the last name Napoleon, to be king, or to be president. In 3 years, he becomes emperor of the Second Empire. It's Napoleon III. And then the Prussians come and crush them in the Franco-Prussian War. They run Napoleon out of town. Then you get the Third Republic, which to this day is the longest lasting non-monarchical French government. Actually, the second longest lasting French government ever, the Ancien Regime being the longest. I don't think so, Sparrowson. As long as there's poverty in the streets and corruption in the government, the people will always have an urge to rebel.
That's such a cynical thing to say. You're probably not wrong, though.
But enough talk about politics, Sparrowson. Let's go pick up some breakfast.
Sounds good. I feel like Pons au chocolat.
All right. That was good stuff. That was excellent stuff. I'm
really glad that I don't have to do those voices anymore, but I had a lot of fun doing it. What's next is we got to look at the percentage meter. I'll catch you over there. I'm not going to show you the whole credit scene because that's just boring, but I'll catch you in a second with the new percentages. So this is where we started with 28.09% of my games completed. We started Aviary Attorney. During that time, I both got games and finished other games that I was playing by myself without you, my audience, because I can't do voices all the time. That'd just be ridiculous. But let's see how it turned out. Yay! We're up. Like a good chunk. That's more than just Aviary Attorney that brought us up, though. That's very exciting. Very exciting. All right. Next up, I have a list. I have a list. It's on the back of this, so you can't see it, of games that I'm thinking about for the backlog. So I'll have to pick one of these. I'll start recording. Actually, though, first we're going to switch back and do a little Hitman 2, I think. So look forward to that. Catch you next time.